Welcome to the channel, where pocket change could change your life. Subscribe and never spend another fortune by accident. Look closely at the coin in your hand right now. The spare change jingling in your pocket, the forgotten nickel sitting at the bottom of your cup holder, or that dusty coin jar you keep meaning to take to the bank. What if I told you that one specific nickel, a 2005 nickel with a tiny D mint mark, could be worth not 5 cents, not $5, but enough to make your heart skip a beat? Before you scroll away, stay with me, because what you're about to learn has sent collectors on cross-country searches and turned pocket change into four-figure paydays. You might be holding a hidden fortune and not even know it. This isn't just any nickel. In 2005, the United States Mint released a special design as part of the Westward Journey Nickel series, commemorating the Lewis and Clark expedition. Flip it over and you'll see an American bison standing proudly on a prairie, a nod to the Great Plains that explorers once crossed. But here's where mystery creeps in. On the reverse, just above the bison's hump, are the words "Ocean in View" and "The Joy," a quote from William Clark's journal. The obverse still bears Thomas Jefferson's portrait, but the real secret lies in the mint mark, a small D stamped to the right of Jefferson's ponytail, telling you this coin was struck in Denver. And that tiny letter? It's the first clue that your nickel might be far from ordinary. That D mint mark is critical. While Philadelphia nickels from 2005 have no mint mark at all, Denver produced hundreds of millions of these bison nickels. You'd think that many coins would make them worthless, but condition changes everything. A circulated 2005 D nickel is still just 5 cents, worn, scratched, and dull. But an uncirculated one, especially in high mint state grades, starts pulling away from the crowd. Collectors obsess over the D because certain die varieties and striking errors are unique to Denver's presses. In the coin world, the mint mark isn't just a letter, it's a roadmap to rarity. Here's where suspense builds. Your nickel's value lives or dies by its condition. A typical 2005 D bison nickel in circulated condition is worth face value, 5 cents. But if you have one that's never been spent, with original mint luster and no wear, you're looking at a different story. In MS-65, Mint State 65, these coins sell for $10 to $20. In MS-66, $30 to $50. But at MS-67, an exceptionally sharp coin with nearly perfect surfaces, values jump to $200 or more. And the real unicorn? An MS-68 grade, which is almost impossible to find on this issue, can bring $1,500 to $2,000 at auction. That's a 30,000% return on your 5-cent investment. But wait, there's a secret handshake in the nickel world, and it's called full steps. On the reverse of the bison nickel, look at Monticello's front steps. Actually, on the 2005 design, it's the bison's platform. No, correction. On Jefferson nickels, full steps refers to the 6 or 5 horizontal steps on Monticello's portico, but your 2005 bison nickel is different. For this coin, collectors chase full bison horn or full claw details. More importantly, the 2005 D is known for a specific error, a speared bison, where a die gouge looks like a spear piercing the bison's back. That error can sell for $100 to $300 in circulated condition. Without errors, the coin's value still rises sharply with full detail strikes, where every strand of bison fur is visible. Don't overlook these designations. They turn pocket change into collector mania. Why does this matter? In 2005, America was rediscovering its frontier spirit. The bison nickel replaced the traditional Jefferson nickel for just 2 years, making it a short-lived, intriguing chapter in U.S. coinage. But here's the suspense. Millions were made, yet very few survived in high grade because people spent them like, well, nickels. Think about it. How many 2005 nickels have you dropped into vending machines, parking meters, or tip jars? Every single one that got worn down lost its shot at being valuable. The ones sitting untouched in a roll, a collection, or an old jar, those are the time capsules. Somewhere out there, a 2005 D nickel in MS-67 with full steps, or the spear error, is waiting to be found. Could it be in your change? Let's talk real money, not internet hype. A 2005 D Bison nickel, graded MS-67 by PCGS, sold at auction for $1,292 in 2015. Another example with the speared Bison die gouge, graded MS-65, brought $546 in 2021. But the true king? A 2005 D in MS-68, only a handful exist, was valued at over $3,000 in a private sale. Even an MS-66 with exceptional luster and no errors can hit $75 to $100, which is still a fantastic return. And don't ignore the Philadelphia version, no mint mark, with full steps. Those can reach $400 in top grades. But the Denver D holds its own because collectors love its striking characteristics. These aren't fantasy numbers. They're verified auction results and dealer price guides. Imagine the feeling. You're cleaning out your old jacket, and a single nickel falls to the floor. 2005. D mint mark. You hold it under a lamp, and the bison's fur is razor sharp, no wear at all. You see the spear-like line across the animal's back. Your hands start to shake. That's the moment coin collectors live for. Every day, people just like you are finding these hidden gems in bankrolls, estate sales, and spare change. The difference between a 5-cent coin and a $500 coin is simply knowing what to look for. And now you know. So here's your mission, and it's urgent. Go grab any 2005 nickel you can find. Check the mint mark. If there's a D, you're in the game. Examine the bison. Are the details sharp? Is there a strange line that looks like a spear? Does the coin have a brilliant, untouched shine? If yes, don't spend it. Put it in a protective flip or a soft cloth. Consider sending it to PCGs or NGC for grading. That $20 membership or submission fee could unlock hundreds or thousands of dollars. And even if your coin is just normal, uncirculated, it's still a beautiful piece of American history worth keeping. The 2005 D Bison nickel is proof that treasure hides in plain sight. It's not about gold or silver. It's about condition, errors, and the thrill of the hunt. This coin carries the spirit of westward expansion, the artistry of the U.S. Mint, and the quiet potential to surprise you when you least expect it. So the next time you see a nickel, don't just toss it in a jar. Look closer, turn it over, check that date, that mint mark, that bison, because somewhere out there, an ordinary-looking coin is waiting to rewrite someone's day. Maybe today, that someone is you. Stay curious, keep hunting, and remember, in coins, as in life, the smallest details make the biggest difference. Wait, before you scroll past another coin video, answer me this. Have you ever held a nickel that felt different? Slightly sharper, unusually brilliant, maybe with a tiny detail you couldn't quite put your finger on? Because the coin I'm about to show you, a 2005 nickel with a P mint mark, has been hiding in plain sight for nearly 20 years. And while most people see 5 cents, a small group of sharp-eyed collectors see something else. A potential payday that could turn pocket change into a week's rent, a car payment, or even a flight somewhere you've always wanted to go. Stick with me, because what you don't know about this nickel could be costing you real money. Let's pull this coin into focus. The year is 2005. The design is unmistakable. On the obverse, Thomas Jefferson's dignified profile faces right, just as it has on the nickel since 1938. But flip it over, and you're looking at one of the most beloved reverses in modern U.S. coinage, the American bison, standing on a grassy mound with ocean in view and the joy arching above, quoting William Clark's journal entry when the Corps of Discovery first saw the Pacific. And right there on the obverse, tucked beside Jefferson's ponytail, is a tiny but critical letter, P. That means this nickel was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the birthplace of American coinage. And in the world of rare coins, that little P is the first clue that your nickel might be worth far more than face value. Why the P Mint mark matters. Most people don't realize that the Philadelphia Mint produced two different versions of the 2005 nickel, one with a P and one with no mint mark at all. Actually, correction, for most of U.S. history, Philadelphia used no mint mark. But in 2005, the P appeared clearly on the obverse of these westward journey nickels. And here's where it gets interesting. Over 400 million of these P mint mark nickels were made. That sounds like a lot. And for circulated, worn examples, they're still just 5 cents. But collectors are obsessed with quality over quantity. A pristine, unspent 2005 P nickel is actually harder to find than you'd think, because most were dumped into circulation and immediately abused by vending machines, counting machines, and sweaty pockets. The survivors, the ones that stayed in mint rolls or collections, are the true prizes. Let me paint a suspenseful picture. Imagine you find a 2005 P nickel that looks like it just left the mint yesterday. No scratches, no dullness, no wear on Jefferson's cheek or the bison's hump. That coin, if graded MS65, Mint State 65, is worth around $8 to $15. Nothing life-changing yet. But bump that grade to MS66 with exceptional luster and sharp details, and you're looking at $30 to $50. At MS67, a coin that is nearly perfect under magnification, values climb to $150 to $250. And if you somehow possess an MS68, those are so rare that only a handful exist. One sold at auction for over $1,400. That's a 28,000% return on your 5-cent investment. The difference between a sandwich and a savings account is simply how well your nickel survived the last 2 decades. Now here's where the real suspense kicks in. On the back of most Jefferson nickels, there's a tiny set of steps leading up to Monticello. But your 2005 P Bison nickel doesn't have Monticello. It has a bison. So what do collectors chase instead? They chase full detail strikes, where every strand of bison fur, every blade of grass, and every letter in ocean in view is razor sharp. But there's an even bigger prize for the 2005. A rare die variety known as the speared bison error, where a die gouge creates a line that looks like a spear piercing the bison's back. That error, even in circulated condition, can sell for $75 to $200. In MS65 with the spear, prices have hit $500. Without the error, the full steps designation for this coin doesn't technically exist. But collectors still pay huge premiums for coins with perfect, uninterrupted detail on the bison's platform and horns. Here's the chilling part. In 2005, nobody thought these nickels would be valuable. They were made by the hundreds of millions, handed out as change, and treated like garbage. But time has a way of destroying the common and elevating the rare. Every year, more of these coins get melted, lost, damaged, or worn down to slicks. The ones that remain in high grade are becoming harder and harder to find. Coin roll hunters spend weekends searching through $100 bags of nickels, hoping for a single 2005 P in MS66 or better. Investors pay premium prices for unopened mint rolls, gambling that inside could be the next MS68. And you might have one sitting in an old ashtray, a coat pocket, or a forgotten jar. That's the suspense. You don't know until you look. Let's talk real numbers, not internet fairy tales. A 2005 P Bison nickel, graded MS67 by PCGS, sold at Heritage Auctions for $259 in 2022. Another in MS66 with the speared bison error brought $329. The highest verified sale for a non-error 2005 P was an MS-68 that traded privately for $1,450. And here's a shocker. Even a raw, uncirculated 2005 P in original mint condition, ungraded but perfect to the naked eye, regularly sells on eBay for $10 to $20. That's still a 200% to 400% return. Not every coin makes you rich, but finding a $20 bill in your change jar feels pretty good, doesn't it? Multiply that by a roll of untouched 2005 P nickels, and you're having a very good day. Why do people obsess over this coin? Because it's accessible. You don't need a metal detector or a treasure map. You don't need to travel to a shipwreck or a buried vault. This coin is out there right now, in circulation, waiting to be recognized. Every day, someone posts a photo online of a 2005 P nickel they almost spent, only to realize it had the speared bison error or a flawless strike. The suspense is addictive. That rush of what if every time you check your change. Collectors call it treasure hunting in pocket lint. And the 2005 P nickel is one of the most exciting targets because its value is purely condition driven. No gimmicks, no precious metals, just a simple question. How well did your nickel survive? So here's your urgent call to action. Stop scrolling. Go find every 2005 nickel in your house. Look at the mint mark. If you see a P or no mint mark at all, Philadelphia also made a version with no P that year, don't spend it. Hold it under a bright light. Is the bison's fur sharp? Can you see individual hairs? Is the ground beneath the bison crisp and defined? Is there a strange diagonal line across the animal's back? If yes, put that coin in a safe place. Do not clean it. Cleaning destroys value. Do not spend it. Consider buying a plastic coin flip for a few cents. And if the coin looks absolutely perfect like it was made yesterday, think about submitting it to PCGs or NGC for grading. That $25 investment could return hundreds. The 2005 P Bison nickel is more than spare change. It's a piece of American exploration history, a tribute to the journey that shaped a nation, and a quiet reminder that value isn't always obvious. Jefferson's portrait looks out from millions of pockets, but only the sharpest, most carefully preserved examples tell the real story. You might not have a $1,400 coin in your jar today, but you might have a $20 coin, or a $50 coin, or the beginning of a new obsession. The point is this: you'll never know until you look. So check your coins, stay curious, and remember, the next nickel you almost ignore could be the one that changes everything. Now go hunt.